Hey everybody, welcome to Sunday morning. And I'm out here at the one of the Kingdom Halls out in Caldwell, Idaho. And today's their first day back. And as you can see, they've had a pretty good showing. The hall's fairly filled. You can take a look and see. We'll take a little ride around, and you can just see that it's fairly full. Pretty good showing. It was interesting to me because, I've been out and I just want to make this clarification. I was a Jehovah's Witness 40 years and I've been out around 22, 23 years. And I know I said in another video the opposite when I was doing that impromptu visit at the Kingdom Hall last week. But, everybody knows me. I was born and raised 40 years, and I left 20 years ago. I left when I was 40, and I've been out 22, 23 years. So anyway, I just wanted to show you that because I was kind of surprised, honestly, that there was that many people there, but then I wasn't surprised. One of the reasons that I wasn't surprised is I thought, churches are used to meeting together. They were told, never to forsake the gathering of themselves together, right? And so I'm just going to pull over here real quick. So the fact that that they're meeting together, it would seem on one hand it would be desperate. Now from somebody who's been out a while like me, been out, 20 some years, I look at it and think, my God, they're still listening to these men. They're still following governing body. I mean, the churches went back a year ago. The churches went back over a year ago. What the hell was governing body doing? They were saying, let me see here. Let me just pull over here. They were saying that, they were following the guidelines of the CDC or the government or whatever the hell they were doing, which said they would never do. They would, worship until the end and not forsake the gathering of ourselves together. But, when Watchtower, it just showed you, the power of this, mind control. I mean, when governing body snaps its finger, when governing body, and this is following men. This is following men. Let me turn this camera around. But this is following men. When men say it's time to meet, it's time to meet. When men said it's time to not meet and sell kingdom halls, they sell kingdom halls. But anyway, like I said, on one hand, I'm not surprised. I believe these people were desperate. In fact, when I talked to these people just a week ago, a few of the kids at the door, they said that they had not seen each other in 2 years. They said not even outside, not even for a cup of coffee. We've stayed on Zoom. Can you imagine governing body keeping these people that scared? And I still see lots of people. I watch some people walk in, they're all covered with their mask. And, we live in an area where, it didn't really hit that hard, but, he said the majority of them are under mask. And, it was suggested, that they take the shot, yet, they still had free will to do it if they want. But the point is, I wasn't surprised in the sense that they would want to be back together. They would want to see each other. They would want to touch each other. I've seen other churches that, the minute they told they could go back, they were hugging each other. They were embracing. They were saying, my God, it's good to see your face. So when you think about that from the sense of governing body, what cruel ass masters they are, to keep these people apart. It just goes to show you really are good for nothing slaves, and what you're doing, you ought to be doing. And what you ought to be doing is what the governing body tells you to do. We're looking out for your very souls. I mean, could you imagine? Now, on the other hand, I was surprised. I would have thought that these parking lots would be empty. I thought these people would be pissed off. They'd be angry. They'd be saying, what the hell's going on here? Everyone else got to go back to their churches and governing body keeps us away for another year. So I would have thought, much more people would have said the hell with this shit. But on the other hand, like I said, I understand people wanting to get back together and having that longing to be together. And that's how they've been groomed. That's how we were all groomed. that we had this association with our brothers. We went out door to door, then we went to the coffee shop, then in the evening we went out to dinner, and on and on and on. So in that sense, I was like, yeah, they would be damn desperate to get back together. And on the other hand, I thought more would be woken up, but that's just my perspective because I'm outside watching this circus. And it literally is a circus. Just watching governing body make it up as they go, sell their kingdom halls off, no explanations. And it's also a testimony, too, of the power that brainwashing has. If you feed from the fucking table of demons, which is what the Watchtower is, a table of demons. And why do I say that? Because they have lied for over 100 years of bullshit, 100 years of false prophecies. They say they've got a direct connection. Listen to the governing body because your life depends on it. That's what Stephen Lett said. Listen to the governing body like your life depends on it because it does. Listen to what? Listen to false prophecies? Listen to your fear-mongering? Listen to your bullshit? All this here is because of fear-mongering. These people are here because they're scared shitless. They need people to tell them what to think. What should we do? To be praised. You brothers are faithful. You brothers are true. You brothers are the real deal. You've stood through to the end. It's bullshit. It's governing body feeding the ego bullshit. You are the real soldiers. You are the whatever. You know what I mean? But anyway, they've got a right to worship like anybody else. I worshiped in there, like I said, 40 years. I was born and raised. I thought it was a good thing at the time. But God Almighty, I look at it now and I think, look at the brainwashing. Look at how obedient, to be right there and to... they're coming out now and they're really covered up. They're talking with their mask on. I don't know if you can see them over there, but it's just amazing. It's just amazing. And anyway, but it's just again that the fact that they really are to do what it is they're told to do. Here comes the sister with a mask. Guess you can't see her there. But anyway, it's just amazing. I'm still blown away at the power that governing body still wields over these people. They must have done a hell of a job. They must have done a hell of a job, on these Zoom meetings, instilling fear, because these people, like I said, when I saw them a week ago, they were completely covered. They hadn't seen each other in years. So governing body was, we're protecting you. We're protecting you. We're keeping you safe. And, we're leading you through this Armageddon type period. This is a battle between the North and the South. Shit, we've heard since 1959. And I was born, they were talking about the North and the South, the East and West, and all these kingdoms and, that were coming down. And this is the one with the feet of clay and all this crap. But they're still using this. I guess as long as people need a guide, people need someone to hold their hand. The Bible says, put not your trust in nobles, nor the sons of earthling men whom no salvation belongs. That is governing body. Put not your trust not in the sons of earthling men whom no salvation belong. Nobody knows the day or the hour. Why do they keep predicting the day and the hour? Why do they keep saying, this is it? This is it. Well, the reason they do is because people don't want to miss out. People are like, hell, we're this close. We might as well hang in a little bit longer. But it just turns out to be the same old, same old, same old. Nobody knew Watchtower was signed on with the UN. These people aren't thinking about the fact that governing bodies is selling out their property out from under them. They're not thinking they're building a media center, a mass media center to brainwash these people and to keep them brainwashed forever, because that's what it is. You've got to feed from the table of demons in order to be brainwashed. You're not just brainwashed because you're not brainwashed unless you're on a feeding program. This is institution. This is an institution. This is where you become institutionalized. This is where the ideology is pounded in your head. And this is, I'm going to tell you something too. This is a testimony of not following your heart. Because you know what? If people would follow their heart, people would meet together despite these men. They would say, no, my heart says I'm going to go over and give my brother a hug. I'm going to go over and see if so-and-so needs a meal. I'm going to meet outside. I'm going to do this, right? That's what most people would do. But guess what Watchtower said? Don't trust your heart. Your heart is treacherous and desperate. Who can know it? Are they talking about something God put in me? God put my heart in me. God put my heart in me to love and to feel for another person. And Watchtower says, don't trust that. Well, what do they want you to trust? They want you to trust the bullshit they put in here. Ends tomorrow. It's tomorrow. Listen to us. Tithe. Give your money. We never heard that when we were in there. We never heard about giving money. They bragged on the fact that they don't pass the plate. It's on donation only. We don't pass the plate. But they're passing the plate now, hooking people up, telling them to hook up their money to the banks. We'll have the ministerial servants come out and show you. They got how many things on jw.org, how many places to give, how many places to give your offering. Well, it's not going to be long. They're going to have their media set up just like the Seventh-day Adventists, 3ABN network, where they just have people on their tablets, communicating and listening to the talks on tablet. And I don't know if you know anything about the Adventists, but, they give first, second, third, all these tithes and offerings. And, Jehovah said, you can hear it, can't you? Jehovah says it's time for an offering. Jehovah says it's time to give. Jehovah says, honor Jehovah with your valuable things. And guess what? There's no accountability for one freaking penny you give to them. What did they do with the money? What did they do with the money in Brooklyn? What did they do with all that money they made from those hotels? None of your damn business. You're a good-for-nothing slave. This is their attitude. It's none of your business. We'll tell you when to return. We'll tell you when you can give the people a hug. See, they've disconnected you from something God installed in you. The heart, when a dog comes up wagging its tail, your heart goes, oh, it can actually open up a heart. An animal can open up a heart. They say a cat purring on your lap just feels so loved, and it just purrs and coos, right? The dog's so happy to see you, and he licks you and gets on your port. Oh, don't have any affection for an animal. Don't do that. That's what they said at the assembly. It's incestual. It's some kind of weird thing you're doing. The animals can't feel. Don't go there with that. See, disconnect from your heart and listen to the bullshit we feed you. That's Watchtower. And that's what's happening here. So again, like I said, in one way, I'm very surprised that more people in this area, in this hall, maybe this is a multi-hall, maybe there's 5 meetings meeting right now, I don't know. But just the fact that there's a fairly full parking lot, and like I said, on one hand, yeah, desperate to get together, desperate to hear what kind of bullshit comes out of their mouth next. And then on the other hand, surprised also that more haven't woken up and said, I'm tired of this game. I'm tired of this rope-a-dope, tired of being led along by people I've never met in Brooklyn, people that I've seen on YouTubes that are buying, $1,000 worth of whiskey and driving 70 miles out of town to buy whiskey. Why? Because nobody can notice you there. I'm going to drive 70 miles out of town so that nobody will recognize me. But guess what? They did. They did recognize Tony Morris. They recognized him buying that booze. And boy, it sounded like he sampled every damn thing in the store when that guy answered it. Oh, this is good shit. Oh, this is good shit here. And oh, this is some real good shit. I guess you got to try them all. Hell, me and my wife, we've tried them all. Yeah, you know what I mean? That was his attitude. I mean, these are the people running Watchtower. These are the people that are demanding exclusive devotion to them. Do not put your trust in nobles, nor the sons of earthling men whom no salvation belong. If anyone prophesies and it doesn't come true, do not fear these ones. Get out of Babel. This is Babel. What governing body's telling you is Babel. It's Babel on the Great. Get out. Get out. That's what the Bible says. Why does the Bible say get out? Because your life is waiting for you. When you take your mind back, when you take back your true identity, who you are, then you can start building your life. You could start recognizing what your talents are. And trust me, your talents were never just to be a watchtower salesman. These guys are watchtower salesmen. When you come in, the first thing you're groomed to do, you're groomed to go door to door. We give these talks, and they're about how to go door to door. We give you this book. This is how to talk to people. We give you this. You're taught to be a watchtower salesman. You put on a suit, you comb your hair, you brush your teeth, you put on a smile, and you go door to door, and you tell people you have the truth, and they praise you and give you parts in the meeting and groom you and give you a microphone to hold, and they let you work the sound. You get to read the watchtower in front of everybody. This is the Babylonian system, that you're rewarded for your good works, and your good works are serving watchtower that has been proved a lie. Here's the thing. The watchtower has been proved a lie. So the fact that the people are still going out and serving these men is enabling them. I always talk about the bad investment. If I told you to invest and I made a bad investment and I didn't apologize, and I was telling the people who lost their money to just keep on telling people it's a good investment, they would be enabling me to steal from you. Steal what? Steal your life. Steal your life. Do you really believe you're here to be a watchtower slave? Do you really believe that you're here to be a false prophet? We were false prophets. I know it's not anything guilty on our part that we were false prophets, that we were out telling people the end was going to happen in 75. We were telling people the generation prophecy, the world was going to end. We were telling people about the overlapping generation. We were telling people that, this is the final part of the final part of the final part of the final part of the last days. I mean, that really wasn't our fault. We were under indoctrination. But once we start to wake up, it's like, no, we cannot enable these false prophets. We can't. These are false prophets. They have falsely prophesied. They said they had the direct connection. Think about that. They have the direct connection. A lady told me on the phone, "Oh, what do you think? They have a YouTube video? Do you think they're, connected somehow?" Yes. They said we are the faithful and discreet slave who Jehovah's appointed. They told you to say that in a baptismal questions. They're telling kids to say that. We are the faithful and discreet slave who Jehovah has appointed us over you. We are the faithful slave. I just got to let a little air in here. It's getting a little warm. But anyway, I just think it's interesting that, anyway, I lost my thought. But I just think it's interesting that these people are still following despite the lies and denying the truth. See, the truth of you knows you've been lied to. The truth of you knows they passed a false prophecy, the generation prophecy passed. The truth of you knows that the overlapping generation passed, 75 passed, the generation prophecy, the overlapping. The truth of you knows that at a core level, but you've been told not to go there. That's why compartmentalization comes in, split mind, because you're told to deny the reality of truth. It's like a guy that walks up and slaps a woman. That never happened. That never happened. It's the same way with Watchtower. Here we are telling them, no, you guys prophesied in 75 it would be all over. 6,000 years from the world's beginning, 1975, it would be all over. You had all the facts and all the data and all the shit. You heard Jehovah's voice. You put it in a watchtower. Then you came out and told us you got new information. Jehovah's giving you more light, which was not more light. And so we ran back to the Kingdom Hall and they told us about the generation prophecy. This generation will by no means pass away until all these things occur. Food shortages, earthquakes, and then the great tribulation as no man has ever seen, and blah, 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 right? And so we went out running around telling everybody, the fig tree's changing. And likewise, when you see these things, know the end is near. They'll be eating and drinking. And we wah, for Watchtower, right? Governing body, get your ass out there. Tell people, scare people. So that's what we did. And then the next thing you know, we get told, come back to the assembly. We got more bullshit to feed you. We go back to the assembly. Now they talk about the overlapping generation. And we're like, what the hell's that? Yeah, but interiorly, inside, we know we're being lied to. And yet we're told not to pay attention to that. And we're told not to pay attention to those who are talking about that, like me. Don't listen to that guy. Don't listen to that guy. Listen to us. Listen to us liars. Listen to us that are making shit up as we go. Listen to us. Continue to listen to us. You better listen to us like your life depends on it, because it does. Stephen Lett. This is what's going on here. That's why these people are still going. These people are scared to death. One hand, they're glad they're navigating this COVID. They're happy. They're glad to be together. And on the other hand, they're just good for nothing slaves. According to Watchtower, continue to do what we tell you to do, what governing body says. Don't listen to your heart. Don't listen to people. Don't go online. Don't educate yourself. Listen to us. But anyway, guys, I'm going to cut it off here. I want you to know I'm not mad. I'm not going to have a heart attack. I'm having a good time. My life is good. My life is blessed. I'm very blessed. I found those gifts that God given me. I'm using those gifts. And this is what I do in my free time. I try to share, help people to think, have a perspective, look outside the box, come outside of the brainwashing, so that they don't have to be led around by an elusive governing body, people they've never met that are playing gods in their life. And they are playing gods. Don't let anybody tell you they're not. Anybody who says you better listen to me like your life depends on it, because it does, is playing God. These guys are mediums. They're the mediums. They're the ones who give you your spiritual food at the proper time, even though it's been shown over and over that the 1975 prophecy, it wasn't the proper time. The generation prophecy wasn't the proper time. The overlapping generation, not the proper time. They're still trying to figure this shit out. But really, they're just leading people on, keeping people strung along, and that sort of thing. So anyway, guys, I just want to say over and out, thanks for listening. If you like this video, pass it on if it would help somebody. If you really think it's going to help somebody, pass it on, subscribe to the page. It gives it massive exposure. I've been doing these last couple of videos, and boy, it's really the algorithms in YouTube. When people have subscribed, I think there was like 100 subscribers. It's not all about subscribers, but the fact that a lot of people subscribed, it really gave the gave the videos in the site a lot more exposure. So that's what we want to do. We want to expose this. We want to expose these people. And that's it. Boy, it's really hot in this truck. Really hot. Anyway, you guys have a great day. And it's going to catch a breath of fresh air. And like I said, pass on the video. Share it with somebody. Get some people informed. Get some people awake. And let's keep waking them up so that people can get back to their life. Their life is still waiting for them. They've got so many gifts. The Bible says we've got talents. We've got gifts and talents that's inside of us that need to come forth. They're blessings from God. We're made in that image. So we're here to bring forth really, really wonderful, amazing gifts and bring them into the world and share them. And that's not passing out watchtowers and being a slave for governing body. All right, guys, that's it. I've really enjoyed talking with you, and thanks for listening in. And we'll talk to you soon. All right, bye-bye.